Okay, we're live on YouTube. Mr. Mayor, the meeting is yours. Let me know if you need anything.
Great, thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the regular city council meeting scheduled for Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021 as a virtual Zoom meeting due to the COVID Emergency Act. Could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Beagle,
I am here tonight, coming to you live from the great city of Wixom, County of Oakland, state of Michigan.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
I'm present, attending remotely from Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
Councilmember Behrman,
Present from the city of Wixom, Oakland County.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Present, City of Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Brendan Fox,
Present, attending remotely from the city of Wixom, County of Oakland, Michigan.
Councilmember Sharp,
Present, attending remotely from my home in Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
Councilmember Smiley,
Here, good evening. I'm attending remotely from my home in Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
quorum present.
Thank you. Changes or additions to the agenda tonight as presented. City Manager?
Mayor, I have no changes nor additions to the agenda.
Very good. Any from the dais up here tonight?
No.
All right, seeing none. Next up is the approval of minutes. We have one set of regular city council meeting minutes, the meeting of June 8th, 2021. And we were all emailed the version with some corrections on it. So that's the one we'll be voting on tonight.
So moved.
Support.
Any comments, questions, anything? All right, seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of June 8th, 2021. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Brendan Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
7 yes.
Thank you. Under correspondence tonight, we have one item of correspondence, and that's a notice of hearing for the electric customers of DTE Electric Company, case number U-21089. Next up is the call to the public. This is the first call to the public. It's limited to 5 minutes per speaker, addressing agenda items only. The public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence and again immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. A person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by a majority vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state their reason for addressing the council. All comments by the public shall be made directly to the council. And the procedure for public comment by electric means is once connected to the meeting, members of the public wishing to participate in virtual public comment must alert us that they wish to speak by pressing *9 on their telephone keypad. By pressing *9, it will activate the raised hand feature, signaling to us that you wish to comment. Participants will be called on one at a time, as what happened during an in-person meeting when you are unmuted. Please introduce yourself by stating your name and address for the record. You will then have your 5 minutes to share your comments with the city council. Do we have anybody for the first call to the public tonight?
Again, press *9 to raise your hand on your telephone keypad. Press *9. We'll give it just a moment to see if anybody raises their hand. Again, a reminder, *9 to raise your hand. No one has raised their hand.
All right, I'm going to close the first call to the public then and move on to city managers' reports. We have two reports tonight. The first one, Departmental Reports of May 2021. Do we have any questions? Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Yes, one question for Marilyn, if she's on.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
You've got a budget report. Just one quick question on the, for the 2020-2021. Half of the America Rescue Plan funding already received and deposited, or is that coming in the next fiscal year?
I have a feeling it's going to come in July. I attended a webinar last week and that was what it was. That's what it looked like. They still haven't given formal guidance yet. So probably second week of July is what
And then
we're
the
looking
second
at.
tranche is by December 31st, is that correct?
I want to say it's next year for the
Next year?
second.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But most likely in this next budget fiscal year.
Should come in before then. Yes.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Councilmember Grellen Fox.
Thank you. I also had a question for Marilyn regarding the rescue monies. I was going to bring this up in council comments, but this is probably a better place for that. Marilyn, do you think you could get something for council that would outline the allowable expenditures for that money? I know it's limited to only certain expenditures. Could we get something that outline that?
Yeah, sure. I can pull that from my last webinar that we did.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
And my other question, I thought I saw it in Deanna's report for parks, but now I can't seem to find it. There was something in there about trying to look at getting blood pressure checks for the seniors. And I was wondering if that's something that was going to be offered on a regular basis or just periodically, and then if our fire department could do those.
So I'll step in there. To my recollection, that's an offering that we had previously provided before the pandemic had started, and it was something that the seniors had inquired about, and we brought back by popular demand, if you will. So we're bringing that back on a hopefully regular basis now, with all the restrictions being lifted, essentially. So that was probably the first repeat of that previously discontinued service.
And is that something then that our own firefighters could do?
I suppose so. The problem being that if anything were to come up, then it creates an issue for us. And this is offered by this third party at no cost to us, to my knowledge. So that's why we go with that service offering.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. That's better yet. Okay, thank you.
Yep. If I have any corrections on that, I'm going by recollection. If I need to correct it, I will. So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. That was under the senior services memo from Anna.
That's it.
Any other questions? Councilmember Sharp.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm interested in the engineering report from Michael Darga, so maybe I direct it to Director Sikma. Safety paths, he comments in there that safety paths on Wixom Road will be underway this summer. I haven't seen any construction on Wixom Road for safety paths, and the note says will be put out for bids and easements. It sounds like it feels like we're behind if we're going to have it done this summer. I can't tell if I'm reading that correctly or what. Tim, maybe you can elaborate for me.
Yes, so we have placed it out to bid at one point last fall, and the bids, if you recall, came in kind of high. So we were going to rebid it in later in the fiscal year. We are still having trouble gaining all of our easements along that path that we're working on. So we wanted to acquire all of the easements prior to putting it out to bid the second time. So we're kind of in a holding pattern, and we hope to rectify that here in the next month or two. So it would most likely end up from Potter to what is it, Palmer, the Hopkins Road, that portion will probably end up starting in March or April of next year at this point.
Those, thank you, Tim.
Yes.
Those words probably could have been spelled out a little clearer in Mr. Darga's report.
Yes.
Looks like you rubber stamped the last one. Okay, thank you.
Yep, thanks. Sorry.
Any other questions on either the departmental reports, May 2021, and quarterly investment and budget report of March 2021? All right. We'll move on then to consent agenda. All items under the consent agenda are considered routine by city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the end of unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Support.
Councilmember Berman?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like us to have some discussion on the Planning Commission consent item 1A. If we could move that to new business, I would appreciate it.
All right. We'll move item 1A to new business number 8 and move recommendation for closed session to number 9. How's that sound?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. I got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with item 1A being pulled to new business number 8. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Brendan Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
7 yes.
Very good. We have no unfinished business tonight, so we'll move on to new business. New business number 1 is a recommendation to confirm the mayor's reappointments of Mary Strasser to the Cemetery Board with a term to expire June 30th, 2026. Haley Fine and Carissa Cirillo to the Downtown Development Authority with terms to expire June 30th, 2025. Raymond Cousineau, William Day, and Cheryl Tacey to the Planning Commission with terms to expire June 30th, 2024. Judith Solinsky and Jean Korliski to the Senior Commission with terms to expire June 30th, 2024. And Jeffrey Kaplan, Ray Cousineau, James Hutchins, and Michael Schra to the Zoning Board of Appeals with terms to expire June 30th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Support.
Thank you. Yep, everybody who I read off here, these approximately 10 people have actually stepped up to volunteer for another term on whatever board or authority that they're on, and I really appreciate that. Like I say, these guys are volunteers, and what they do for the city is very important. Do I have any questions or anything from council? Very good. I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to confirm the mayor's reappointments of Mary Strasser to the Cemetery Board with a term to expire June 30th, 2026. Haley Fine and Carissa Cirillo to the Downtown Development Authority with terms to expire June 30th, 2025. Raymond Cousineau, William Day, and Cheryl Tacey to the Planning Commission with terms to expire June 30th, 2024. Judith Solinsky and Jean Korliski to the Senior Commission with terms to expire June 30th, 2024. And Jeffrey Kaplan, Ray Cousineau, James Hutchins, and Michael Schra to the Zoning Board of Appeals with terms to expire June 30th, 2024. Roll call vote, please.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Brendan Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you, council, and thank you, Madam Clerk, for your work on this also as well. I appreciate everything you did. New business number 2 is a recommendation to approve year-end budget amendments and requests for commitments of fund balance to comply with the Uniform Budget Act 621 and Governmental Accounting Standards Board Pronouncement 54, and more accurately reflect fiscal year 2020, 2021 revenue and expenses. Do I have a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Support.
Very good. Marilyn, you want to give us a little update on this, please?
Sure. This is basically some cleanup activity at the end of the fiscal year that we come to council to request year-end budget amendments and fund balance commitments to basically align the accounts with various accounts with the actual activity that has occurred throughout the year. And we do this to comply with Budget Act 621 and GASB 84, which basically lays out rules that we have to follow in establishing budgeting and fund balance commitments. So I respectfully ask for your approval for these, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Do we have any questions? Again, like Marilyn said, this is just routine that we do at the end of the year, every year. Excuse me, so seeing no questions there, I've got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to approve the year-end budget amendments and request for commitments of fund balance to comply with the Uniform Budget Act 621 and Government Accounting Standards Board's Pronouncement 54, and more accurately reflect fiscal year 2020, 2021 revenues and expenses. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Godchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Brendan Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
7 yes.
Thank you. New business number 3 is a recommendation to approve the audited defined contribution and defined benefit retirement plan addendums for the municipal employees retirement system and authorize the mayor to sign the addendums. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, Marilyn, you're up again. This is another, I believe, routine that we do every year, or?
No, this is actually a special request that MERS had of all their member units. Basically, it was a cleanup activity by MERS to have all their units go through their defined benefit pension plans and their defined contribution 401k plans, and basically formalized in a document, but putting all of our basically the design of our plans that we have in place. So it doesn't change the plans, it just basically puts it in a formalized document so that MERS has everything on file, so that there's no misinterpretations in the future. And then these documents, they plan to make those available on our employer portals so that they're out there for future use by not only us, but people in the future. So there's no confusion of what the plans include in them and always have included. So again, it's basically a formality that MERS had us go through just to place something on a formal document for them.
Very good. Any questions for Marilyn on this? Councilmember Brendan Fox?
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Tia.
I just have one question. Under the defined contribution portion, number 3, plan eligibility. This is the only one that I saw this for, and it talks about the hours per week that someone would be eligible. And it says in here 32 hours per week. Do we have anyone that works 32 hours, or what? I guess I should ask, what is the typical number of hours to be eligible for a DC?
Full-time for police is 40 and everyone else is 37.5. And actually what that statement is, and it's just an example that MERS had on the form, so it's not relevant to us. That was, they had put like such as clerical staff working. It was basically just them giving an example of what you could put in that area.
Okay, 'cause I looked at ours and I didn't see that. So it kind
Yeah.
of confused me. So I just thought I would ask about that.
Yeah,
That clears it up?
yep, that was on there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That was it. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Any other questions for Marilyn? All right, seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to approve the audited defined contribution and defined benefit retirement plan addendums for the municipal employees retirement system and authorize the mayor to sign the addendums. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Betchel,
Yes.
Councilmember Brennan Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. New business number 4 is a recommendation to accept cemetery board's proposal of a discounted rate on niches within the columbarium through September 30th, 2021, and refund the difference in cost of any person or persons that have previously purchased a niche at the full price. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Okay, City Manager Brown or Tim, doesn't matter to me, but this is just, I know myself and I think Deputy Mayor Resnick asked about this and to try to spur some more sales in the niche, correct?
Correct. So that's to extend the period of time for that discount through September 30th of 2021 or any other date council sees fit, frankly, if you wanted to go beyond what the cemetery board had recommended, but that was the recommendation from the cemetery board. And the other item is there is one person that's affected by the price change that'll be addressed. And the other comment that I would make on that is that we are actively working on those marketing materials for the columbarium. We're kind of trying to get the written stuff together, and then we're going to try to figure out how to address the picture situation. And we've talked about doing the photoshopping kind of thing. And that's, if we do it anytime soon, that's probably what we're going to have to do. I'm a little reluctant on that front, just from the standpoint of it not looking exactly like that. But I think we can make it clear that it's for illustration purposes only. So we do have Drew Benson working on putting together some materials for that that we would use with funeral homes, churches, and our social media, as well as website content. So that's something that's in the works as well.
Very good.
Which was discussed with the cemetery board.
Very good. Any questions? Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Kathy, perhaps you know, how many do we already have pre-sold or sold? Now that we have construction, it's not a pre-sale anymore.
We have sold 7 so far.
Oh, okay, good. So they're starting to move. And if you Photoshop marketing pictures, just don't put an end date on mine if you use my facet. That's all.
There you go.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to accept the cemetery board's proposal of a discounted rate on niches within the columbarium through September 30th, 2021, and refund the difference in cost to any person or persons that previously purchased a niche at its full price. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Brennan Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gatchel,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. New business number 5 is a recommendation to adopt resolutions recommending the issuance of a special liquor license to the city of Wixom for Sibley Square Park located at 48,900 Pontiac Trail for July 22nd, 2021, and for the Wixom Community Center located at 49015 Pontiac Trail for December 3rd, 2021. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
To approve.
All right, I got a motion and a second, and this is just, we're gonna have a tent at the Hot Blues and Barbecue on July 22nd. That we'll need a liquor license for. We're gonna have a beer and wine tent there from 6 to 10. And this is also for the tree lighting festival on December 3rd, 2021 at the Wixom Community Center. Any questions from council on that?
Just a
All right.
comment, Mayor, quickly, that is the
Certainly.
Hot Blues and Barbecue is going to be the date of our fireworks event, so another chance to put that out there for the public. So we've shifted the fireworks from the date in June because of the timing of the lifting of the restrictions to the Hot Blues and Barbecue event on July 22nd, which is my nephew Brian's birthday. I'm going to tell him it was in honor of his birthday. So we'll see if he buys it.
There you go. Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to adopt resolutions recommending the issuance of a special liquor license for the city of Wixom for Sibley Square Park located at 48900 Pontiac Trail for July 22nd, 2021, and for the Wixom Community Center located at 49015 Pontiac Trail for December 3rd, 2021. Roll call vote, please.
Member Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotcha,
Yes.
Councilmember Brendan Fox,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. New business number 6 is a recommendation to renew a one-year professional services agreement for information technology support services with PTI Information Systems of Southfield, Michigan, at an annual cost of $73,948, with funding allocated from account number 101-228-801.282 IT support, and authorize the Mayor Patrick Beagle to sign the renewal agreement. A motion?
So moved.
Support.
All right, and we have Mr. Blackburn here from BPI. He's been waiting patiently all night. Floor is yours.
Good afternoon. It hasn't been that long of a wait, so, and I'm a multitasker also. So not only can I listen to the council, take care of business, I can also take care of some other things.
All right, we're going to quiz you on item number 1 then in a couple of minutes.
Oh, no, I didn't take good notes. So,
All right, go ahead.
yeah, so what we have is the annual renewal for our support agreement. Everything in the agreement as far as service levels stay the same. So it's same personnel, same schedule of activities. There are a couple of adjustments to the agreement that were planned for when we initiated this contract last year. Those two things are a 2.5% increase in the fees. And then also we take an inventory of all the equipment that we're covering and we readjust the inventory and then the price is adjusted based on that. So we actually had decreases in the number of personal computers. So the price went down for those items. We have one less file server. So that went down by $350 per month. And then we had an increase in the number of laptops. So we're seeing a little over a 2.5% increase in total monthly service.
Very good. Do we have any questions for Mr. Blackburn? Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Thank you. Yes, I had one question, Mr. Black. I noticed that in your menu of services that you are supplemental services you can provide in the contract. We had talked extensively at budget session regarding a security audit and assessment for the city. And I was wondering, do you do that with internal folks or do you use someone like Block Harbor or a third party in conjunction with your own resources?
Actually, that's changed a little bit over the last year. And to answer your question, I want to give a little background information. So the security landscape for information systems in local government has changed dramatically over the last few years. You know, everything we focus on really falls into two categories. One is, what can we do to make the system more reliable? And the second category being, what can we do to make the system more secure? Now, 5 years ago, making the system more reliable, that was the majority of our cost structure. And making the system secure was a smaller slice of that budget. Because of what's happened in the security landscape over the last few years, that security budget item has grown significantly. And so we've done all of these activities to make the system more secure, either before an incident or after an incident, being able to recover from that. So those are things like better firewalls, better security awareness training, better antivirus software, better email filtering, and better third-party auditing. And then to recover, one of the things that has evolved is insurance coverage. So under your general liability insurance, you'll have a special section specifically to address if there's a security incident and you are held for ransom your data. And I'm sure everyone's read about this in the news. So the insurance company has evolved in that before they take on a new client, they evaluate the risk to the insurance company, because they want to know what is the likelihood that there will be an incident and what would it cost the insurance company to help their client recover from that. So before you engage in a suitable insurance policy, the insurance company is going to perform their audit of your system. And the results of that audit are either going to affect your insurance rate or your ability at all to be able to be covered by your insurance carrier. Because if you fail miserably, they won't want to take you on as a risk as a policyholder. So what's happened is the tools to do internal audits have evolved for the insurance company before they do an audit. And then the tools available for companies like mine have evolved also. So what we can do is we can subscribe to a set of tools that will allow us to evaluate the information systems independent of our on-site staff and give us a score that then when your audit is done by the insurance company, you pass that test and you get the best possible rate. And now there's some advantages to us actually doing this rather than a third-party organization. And that is, we already understand the environment that's being tested. So when a third party comes in and does their audit, there's a lot of upfront work that's required before the actual testing takes place. So that's learning about how the information systems are structured, the personnel that manage the systems, the department heads that use the systems. All of that needs to be recorded and understood before they can begin their analysis. Now, what we can do is we've got the tools to do the analysis and we've got the understanding of the information system. So we can get a little bit of a head start on this. So that's my long-winded answer.
Oh, yeah, and I fully understand that. And I fully understand the cybersecurity policy endorsements and what's required. My question is, will you use internal resources for an assessment, or do you use reliable third parties to actually do it even prior to looking at our cybersecurity policy?
Yes. So
to answer the deputy mayor, I want to step in there real quick, and we've got Drew Benson that's done some work on this already to look at what's out there in terms of availability of services and providers. There's a grant that's available through our insurance company that they're willing to offer up to 50% of the cost at a capped number. So that's something that we're actively looking at. There's a bidder that could be utilized through a central bid process. We have to figure out what services we want to have performed, right? Do we want to have everything from soup to nuts, or are we only looking for A, B, C, D, H, I, and J? Because there's a long listing of services that they can perform. So we're looking at that actively right now. Don't have the final determination yet, but Drew's doing some good work on that and putting together information for us to consider. It's something that he's actively working on for a council report that will be brought forward pretty soon.
Great. Yeah. Again, as I said, on the threat potential scale, municipalities are very, very high on the list for 2021, 2020, and 2021. So I want to make sure that we prioritize it. And if Mr. Blackburn's company can assist in getting us prepped for that, whether we use a third party or not. I've actually found third parties to be more effective because they don't know your system and they do things differently than the fox in the hen house, so to speak. So
Yes.
And James has discussed it with us, and we've had internal meetings with James to talk about it. So we're going through that with them as well.
Great.
Sorry, James.
Want to keep it on the priority checklist.
Okay. And to answer your question, we do use our staff, but there's staff that do not manage your information systems. So it's a separate group within our company.
Super. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to renew a one-year professional services agreement for information technology support services with BPI Information Systems of Southfield, Michigan at an annual cost of $73,948 with funding allocated from account number 101-228-801.282 IT support and authorize Mayor Patrick Beagle to assign the renewal agreement. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchel,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
7 yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Blackburn.
You're very welcome. Good evening.
You have a good evening as well. New business item number 7 is a recommendation to award the municipal complex janitorial services contract to Do All Cleaning Incorporated of Sterling Heights, Michigan in the amount of $70,000 annually for the first 3 years with a 10% increase annually in years 4 and 5. And approve the associated budget amendment. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Thanks. Hey, Tim, is this the company that does our cleaning right now?
This is the company that is doing our cleaning right now. And
Okay, because there's like a $46,000 difference between their bid and the next bid. I mean, are we satisfied with what they've been doing? And
well, we tried to work in the satisfaction in a way of writing this RFP that showed not only comparison to the amount of time that they spend here at the city, but also the value of that. And so one of the items was we wanted to know how much time they anticipate spending here. And if it's not done to our standard, what we're working out is we will do a bill back or a charge back for time based on their hours of service that are not acceptable, or as kind of a penalty, if you will, to try and help our quality or increase the quality of service that they're doing. Where the next 3 bids come in kind of tight, and those do seem to be representative of more what the quality that we explained in our mandatory pre-bid meeting. And the trouble is we have no disqualifying factors for the low bid at this point, given that they are increasing the amount of time that they do plan to spend here. And we felt that was the caveat that will help us get the quality that we need. If not, I may be before you further next council, well, in the future to change things a little bit. But right now we plan to work with the current provider. We feel that we've worked out some of the constructive criticisms that we can do, and they have increased their costs factors a little bit from last year. And we hope that this will correct our quality standards that we're looking for.
Pretty good, because I know that if the quality's not there, that we can go after them for hour wise, but then will they come back out and do what they haven't done, or are we gonna have to have somebody from the city do that? And then will we be billing them for the time that we spend to clean, or?
That's the intent, sir. Yes, we will bill back what is required to get it up to our satisfaction, whether they do it or we do it. Will depend on their responses, but
Right.
yeah, that's our intent.
Hopefully we
And
don't
then
have
in
to.
the longer run, if it's not going to our satisfaction, even after those efforts, we can decide to move on from that contract into a different bidder arrangement. Just given the disparity between the prices, that's why we decided to go this route, to see if we can have that quality increased to a satisfactory level, and then we can proceed with them in the longer run.
Well, no problem. I hope we don't have to worry about that, but it's good that it's in the contract in case we do have a situation like that. Councilmember Smiley, and then we'll go to Councilmember Berlin Fox.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Hi, hello, Mr. Sigma. Yeah, I too, well, I think we all noticed the ginormous discrepancy between the bids. One of them was, triple the amount. But it sounds like, it was alarming to you. You have, kind of built in, some safeguards for us in case it's too good to be true kind of number. But that said, they're doing it now, correct? They're a current,
That's correct.
and they're doing a decent enough job, I'm guessing, or you had some red flags, in the past you've had to be on top of.
We have daily tasks and weekly tasks that we're requesting, and there are some monthly ones that need to be done too, and maybe that needs to be done more frequently. That's another reason why we asked for the time commitment that they plan to be here. One way is check the timing, make sure that they are there for that amount of time each day,
Okay.
And we can.
Well,
check on
for the price difference, it certainly seems worth, putting up with a little bit of that. And there's no guarantee that, the next lowest bid wouldn't have their issues too. So,
Correct.
Great. We'll see. I hope it goes well too. Thank you. That's all.
Councilmember Berlin Fox.
Thank you, Mayor. Tim, can you tell me or tell us what the amount that we pay now? What is the current cost for that service?
We paid just over 53,000 a year, I believe.
Okay, so it was a pretty big jump.
Mhm.
But then no increase for the next 3 years.
Correct.
But then 4 and 5, there's that 10% increase.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there was a caveat in their last contract that would have increased the last 2 years by 10% each year, and so it's a similar scenario here.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Tim, just two quick ones to add to that. So is this for 4 days a week service?
It depends on the group, if you will. It's a 2 day service at DPW and fire. It's 7 days a week at the police station and the library, and then also the community center is done on a 7 day. So there's a price difference because of that for each account or each
based on
department.
that, it seems like it's extremely low, which hopefully they're paying fair wages to their employees. The other thing is, does that include the cleaning materials, cleaners, solvents, etc.?
So it does include those materials. So there's some paper products that they are supposed to keep up with, some hygiene products that they are supposed to put in the restrooms and those kind of things. So that does include that, yes.
Wow. Okay.
We do have a budget for some of the items per se for parks and that, but that doesn't go for these particular items in the departments.
Okay. Yep. All right. Let's see.
Exactly.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to award the municipal complex janitorial services contract to Do All Cleaning Incorporated of Sterling Heights, Michigan, in the amount of $70,000 annually for the first 3 years with a 10% increase annually in years 4 and 5, and approve the associated budget amendment. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
yes,
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Moves us on to new business number 8 is a discussion of planning commission, and Councilmember Berman, you requested this, so the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Really, reading over the minutes to the Planning Commission, it was really both of the items struck me. The first being the storage racks at the Wilson Marine location. It indicated in the motion that if the racks were permanent, they would be moved to a less conspicuous location, and if they were temporary, they would be removed, not during peak season. And I noted coming home today that all of the racks are empty. They haven't been moved and they haven't been taken down. So I was just curious on what the city is doing with that. And the second issue was the conceptual discussion regarding National Lime and Stone coming in on the railroad property, and us having gravel haulers up and down Wixom Road, moving lime and stone in and out of the city. I was kind of disappointed to see that discussion, and my understanding is National Lime and Stone has already came to our city in the past and been turned down. So I was kind of would have been nice if that language possibly would have been discussed, but I at least wanted to at least share my disapproval for that kind of business being moved into our city.
So just as a brief comment on that, the discussion that I had, or that was really the main source of discussion at the Planning Commission, according to my recollection, was related to the traffic study, which we did not yet have, and they didn't feel they could fully evaluate it until that was made available. So that's, I think, what we were waiting for was the next step in their presentation would be to have that traffic study included. So that's what I think will be an additional piece of information that will come forward at any future consideration by the Planning Commission if National Lime and Stone brings it forward. So I understand where you're coming from about the concerns. That's certainly something of concern to anybody who can see the current state of Wixom Road, both in terms of traffic as well as condition, the prospective impact of a new project at the Ford Wixom plant under Flint Development's new ownership there that would also prospectively add additional traffic and additional impacts on the roadway, as would this National Lime and Stone proposal. So there's lots of considerations there. And I think that we need to just get a little bit more information to fully consider it. And I think that's what we're looking for if they bring this forward again for further consideration by the Planning Commission.
Okay. And what about, do we have any information on the boat racks? I was wondering the same thing.
Well, I will check with Ken Pike about that. I don't have any information about that unless Drew has some, and I don't think that he's going to, because I don't think we've talked about that actively.
No, I haven't heard any specific updates on that. I've got a note here. We'll look into that.
I did notice the state of the racks that you're talking about being empty, and I was of a similar mind as to what that meant. Are we talking about they out of product currently and they're looking to restock and they just haven't been able to, and that's why they've left the racks up? Is this still peak demand season, et cetera, et cetera? Those are the kind of questions that I have, and we will have to address with them. But we will talk with Ken Pike about that and get an update to council.
Yeah, I was under the assumption that those racks were used for winter storage, if I'm not mistaken.
It's being used for additional inventory, because when they can get it, they want to get it, because they're going through boats very quickly. The demand is very high. So that was the reason for the request, was to store additional inventory, to my recollection. So.
Councilmember Smiley?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, to the national lime and stone issue, it seemed concerning to me too, but the planning commission, I think two of them said, they were, they had open minds to the idea. There are some benefits to the city, but yeah, the information's incomplete. There's the traffic study, to come, and yeah, I think it's definitely worth watching. I'll be very interested to see how it turns out, and I share concerns, but yeah, we kind of need to hear the rest of the story. And I forgot the other part I was going to mention, but anyway, that I think it'll be interesting to watch and see if it's good or bad for the city. That's it. Thanks.
Anybody else? Councilmember Gotcho?
Thank you. Regarding the railway and gravel limestone plans, I would not be in favor of that at any point. Just looking at the rail traffic issues that we already have, and traffic issues we will soon have once all the phase work is started with Flint development. I don't see that generating any tax revenue, let alone enough to offset the headache it's going to create. Thank you.
Councilmember Smiley?
Thanks again. I remember the part I was missing. Mr. or Councilman Berman, you said that they had come to the city before. I wasn't aware of that. You were on planning. Was it, is what they're presenting or making the case for now much different than what they did in the past, or they're just trying again with the same kind of story?
My understanding is before most of our time that they were in front of the city. It was somewhere in the 90s. But they were turned down then, and perhaps if we were to locate those minutes in the wonderful vault that Kathy showed me, it may be beneficial for the current planning commission to see what the planning commission then turned down back then.
Gotcha. Thanks. That's it.
Anybody else? Councilmember Berman?
Do we need a motion to approve these minutes after this discussion? If so, I can make that motion.
Yes.
Yes. All right, we got a motion to approve the planning commission meeting of April 5th, 2021. Do I have a second?
Support.
Roll call vote, please. Well, do we have any more questions on this? All right, roll call vote, please.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotcho,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. And new business number 9 is a recommendation and a request to convene in a closed session of the city council after council comments in accordance with the Michigan Open Meetings Act for the purpose of discussing labor negotiations and the purchase or lease of real property pursuant to and authorized by MCL 15.268C and MCL 15.268D respectively. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Support.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotcho,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
7 yes.
Thank you. All right, so we move on to the second call to the public then. Second call to the public, the rules are the same as the first call to the public, where the public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included in the agenda. Immediately after correspondence, again, immediately after new business. This call to the public is whatever which people wish to speak about. We'll have 5 minutes. And again, the procedure for electronic means is once connected to the meeting, members of the public wishing to participate in the virtual public comment must alert us that they wish to speak by pressing *9 on the telephone keypad. By pressing *9, it will activate the raised hand feature, signaling to us that you wish to comment. Participants will be called one at a time, as would happen in an in-person meeting. When you are unmuted, please introduce yourself by stating your name and address for the record. You'll then have 5 minutes to share your comments with City Council. Do we have anybody for the second call to the public?
No one has raised their hand yet. We'll give it just another moment. A reminder, press *9 to raise your hand. Press *9 to raise your hand. No one has raised their hand.
Okay, I will close the second call to the public and move on to City Manager's comments. City Manager Brown.
Yeah, so briefly on the city manager update, we've got a variety of work anniversaries for our employees, ranging from 2 years up to 25 years. From Sergeant Louis McKeag of the Police Department, congratulations to everybody celebrating years of service with the city. There's many in the 20 neighborhood that are on this year's or this month's group here. So lots of longstanding service to the city that we can celebrate with that content there. The other item on our city manager's office is that we are going back to in-person meetings as of July 13th, all other things being equal. Right now, the restrictions have lifted enough that is warranted. So we're going to be going back to in-person meetings on the 13th. And then the last is a reiteration of the fireworks thing that I mentioned earlier with the Hot Blues and Barbecue connection for our fireworks celebration this year, which is going to fall on Thursday, July 22nd. That's reflected in the dates to remember. So we wanted to make sure that we pointed that out multiple times. It's on our website, and we'll find spots where we might have holes on that front. I'm hearing that there was a spot that maybe we did not have something covered. We'll make sure we fill in that blank. But we've got it covered in multiple spots on our website. We're looking forward to that fireworks display. And then it looks like Drew Benson had his hand up there. Did you have something to say, Drew?
I do. I just wanted to add that today we released our kind of initial advertising for the next Wixom Business Forum that will be July 13th. Unlike previous iterations, we're testing out a new lunch kind of format. So it will be from 11:30 to 1 p.m. We're excited to be partnering with Michigan Works for a hopefully an informative kind of presentation and access to resources for finding employees. We've heard a lot from our businesses that that's something they're struggling with right now. So we're looking for ways to kind of connect things. So if anyone is interested, you should have gotten an email today. We'll be advertising it more through the website and also, through our connections with the DDA and other channels. Anyone interested in attending, you can just, give us a call at the city. They'll get directed to me and we can get an RSVP there.
Looking forward to starting that up again.
Yes.
And that's all I had, sir.
Very good. Council comments, Councilmember Berman.
Thank you very much to all of our volunteers that agreed. Hopefully they knew they were agreeing to be reappointed this evening to all of our committees. Obviously, some of the roles are very time consuming and everyone takes it professionally and gives the best they can to the city. I appreciate that. I'm sure all of us do as well.
Councilmember Gatchel.
No comments, thank you.
Councilmember Garland Fox.
Thank you, Mayor. I too would like to thank all the residents who volunteered to serve on those various boards and commissions. I'd also like to congratulate all those employees celebrating work anniversaries and say thank you to them for their hard work. Let's see, I asked about the rescue plan. I have a question regarding the development downtown that is vacant. And I'm not sure, I read Mr. Benson's economic development update. but and maybe I missed it, but I didn't see anything in there. Was there anything in the report?
I'm sorry, which site are you referring to? The East
Just
Retail?
the sites right in the downtown area that are vacant. So there's the old 7-Eleven and there's a couple other
Oh,
vacancies.
yes.
Is there
So
any?
I don't have any specific updates to say that there is a new tenant. I did have an opportunity in the last week or two. I've met with the real estate agent for both the Heath Building and the agents who represent the East and West retail property, so the 7-Eleven spot. I've heard good things about the 7-Eleven site. They've got a lot of interested parties. It's just about working out the right deal. So we're pretty optimistic that will be filled within the next month or so. As for the Heath Building, which is our other notable vacancy, that one's a little tougher. I've gotten some background on it. It's we've had interested parties over time before my time. It might just be a little too expensive, but we have had conversations and we're looking at different potential incentives, whether that's listing it as a historic a designation of some sort. We don't know how historic it really is. Through my conversations with the county, we're not certain. So we're actively pursuing things where we can, to a certain degree. For the vacant properties, the undeveloped ones, that's a little more difficult. So we have to get a little more creative with how we can facilitate that.
Great. Well, I appreciate that update. Thank you. And then lastly, I just wanted to thank everyone that was involved in rescheduling the fireworks. I know that I hear from residents all the time how they love the fireworks and they ask, are we going to continue to have them? Do we have space to have them? So thank you for all those that were able to reschedule that and make that happen. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's it.
Yeah, Deanna McGee
Thank
did a
you.
great deal of work on that. And also we want to say thank you to our fireworks partner on that too, that basically kept the options open for us and kept our order on hold, if you will, hoping that this would come about. So it's worked out well, that was still an option for us. And our county partners have come forward at the Sheriff's Department to come to an agreement with us quickly on that new date. All the employees are looking forward to having that happen as well in the city and being involved with that event and having that for our residents and visitors to Wixom. So we're excited about it as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Councilmember Sharp.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I too wanted to thank the volunteers for the various boards and commissions. It is time consuming and time well spent. Really great for them to get involved and see and be part of what's going on. Also wanted to thank City Manager Brown and his staff and office for a great slate of activities this summer. The concerts have been incredible so far on Thursday night. So well attended and good weather so far too. So it's really been great. And I'm looking forward to getting back in person. But as I just noted, I think my ties are out of style already and my suits probably don't fit. So I have to fix that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Maryland, 24 years. Wow, you must have been just a kid when you started here. We're lucky to have you. Thank you, as well for me, to all the mayoral appointments to various city boards and commissions. They were all reappointments, so these are folks who have already been serving the city and are given their time and continue to do so. Thank you very much to all of them. Since this is supposed to be our last Zoom meeting, hopefully for a long, long time, I just want to thank Merge Live for the great job they've done for the last 14, 15 months managing our Zoom meetings. They'll still be recording and posting our meetings when we return to council chambers, of course. But thanks, Rob Wittes and Merge Live. Thank you. That's it.
Very good. Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, also, concert series has been great. It's been great getting outdoors and so well attended, and looking forward to the hot blues and barbecue along with the fireworks. People are real fired up for that. Some return to normalcy. I've attended last couple of HOA meetings. And I think one of the common threads have been traffic and the appreciation for our traffic enforcement officer. Again, presence is deterrence, and everybody is noticing that they're out there on Maple and Potter and Charms. So keep up the good work. A lot of kudos from different residents on that. Lastly, Deanna, do we have an update on the brackets for the flowers? I drove home from up north on Monday morning and went through the little town of Waters, Michigan, and I saw the company out there watering at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I said, wait a minute, I don't even think our brackets are in yet. So do we have an ETA, or is there a local Wixom company that could cobble some up and get them powder coated somewhere?
Actually,
they just came in today.
Oh, great.
And DPW is working with us to try to get them up tomorrow, and hopefully the basket's in on Thursday.
Super. Thank you for the update. That's it.
Yeah, I was asking the same question as I was driving through Charlevoix last week, and they've got, man, probably 200 of them out there. And, you know, they used to plant them at ground level, and now they're on the baskets and look so much nicer that way. And I was excited to say that, hey, we're going to be doing that one day too. I want to thank all the people who was reappointed tonight to their various committees. And like I say, it's a volunteer. They're taking time away from their families for the betterment of the city. And it's appreciated by all of us here, especially me. Congratulations to everybody celebrating their work anniversaries. There's a ton of them, from 2 years to 24 years. And with our finance director, Marilyn Stamper, congratulations. Yep, I'm excited about the hot blues and barbecues. It's just 4 hours. It's going to be starting at 6 o'clock with inflatables and a craft tent. We're going to have kid rides, $5 for a wristband. We've got a great band, the Chris Canis Band. We're going to have a beer and wine tent there. We're going to have food trucks at 10 o'clock, the fireworks. It's exciting to get back to some sort of normalcy and be out. And I'm very excited about July 7th being back in person for the first time. That's as City Manager Brown will tell you, I've been bugging him for a couple of months now. We should be back, but I think now with all the restrictions lifted and everything like that, we can do it safely. And with that, I'd like to convene into our closed session, please.
I'm going to open up the breakout room here. You should all see a prompt on your screen.
All right, I think we got everybody back. Can I have a motion to return from closed session?
So moved.
Support.
Support.
Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Kathy's muted. Maybe she's not back.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's
so
okay.
sorry. Here, I'm calling the roll. Nobody's answering. Councilmember Gotcho,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Here.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
7 yes.
Very good.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I move to ratify the tentative agreement dated May 13th, 2021 between the City of Wixom and the Police Officers Labor Council, police sergeants, and records manager, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the collective bargaining agreement dated July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2024 on behalf of the city.
A second.
Okay, any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotcho,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you.
Mayor. Oh, yeah.
ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to ratify the tentative agreement dated May 13th, 2021 between the City of Wixom and the Government Employees Labor Council, clerical and library employees, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the collective bargaining agreement July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2024 on behalf of the city.
Support.
Okay. I think we messed up and the agreement should have been dated June 17th, 2021. We didn't correct that. So do we have to amend that, Madam Clerk, or how do we do that?
I will just change it to June 17th, or what was the date? June what?
June 17th.
17th,
Yes,
if that's agreeable to all.
that's agreeable.
Agreeable.
right.
All right.
Don't reread it. We're fine. I don't have to say it again. We're fine.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Any questions? If not, I got a motion and a second to ratify the tentative agreement dated June 17th, 2021 between the City of Wixom and the Government Employees Labor Council, clerical and library employees, and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign a collective bargaining agreement dated July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024 on behalf of the city. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Grunland Fox,
Yes.
7 yes.
Very good. All right, with that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Support.
Adjourning our final
Our final
away
Zoom
meeting
meeting.
here. The road trip is over.
Your lipstick on his ears.
Yep. Suits and ties next time. I don't care if we wear shorts, but suits and ties.
A tie again? Oh.
All
He
right.
doesn't have to wear a tie. Come on.
All those,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Very good. Great meeting tonight, guys. Everybody have a happy and safe 4th.